All right. So how is everybody feeling tonight? I would love to hear in the comments. How are you guys feeling coming into this call? Just a little bit of a pulse check. You can tell me a word. You can give me on a scale of 1 to 10. How do you feel? Jackie's feeling great. Christy is ready. Caitlin's feeling good. Christy's hyped. Okay, sweet. Jen's excited. 10 and excited. We'd love to hear it. Okay. So if you guys remember 2 weeks ago, we went over Todd Duncan's very first principle, selling and serving. Did you guys feel excited about that? It's like, how can we serve others and just keep doing that? It's so much more simple than our monkey minds make it, right? Just show up and serve. And so this week, we're going to build on that. And I'm so excited for this training. This is, of all the calls that Todd has led, this is the one that just like landed so hard for me. If you don't know my background, I used to be a personal trainer. Like, health has been my obsession for my entire life. When I was a very little girl, my parents said that I would sneak out of the house to go eat pea pods in our garden. Like, I've been obsessed with like vegetables and fruit and like working out literally my whole life. So health is my number one core value. And our number 2 skill that Todd is teaching on is leading with health and wealth and the correlation between health and wealth. So I'm super excited to teach you guys this, and very, very excited to tell you about what is coming for the team in the next few months. Let me pull up. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Who wants health and wealth? Because me. Actually, yeah, I would love to hear, before I share my screen, when you guys think of like, okay, what do we do as market partners? What's our job, right? What's your job with money? I would love to hear in the comments. If someone was like, what's your job? What would you say? I know it's kind of hard. Sometimes it's like, our soul shampoo. I don't know what I do. So let me know. We create beautiful lives. I love that. Anybody else? What do you do with money? There's no wrong answer, so don't feel shy. Help women live confidently. Love that, Melina. Create freedom, help and serve. These are all so good. Helping people improve their health. Love that. Build beautiful lives. Yes. So good. I love this. Okay. So if I want us to start saying, we help people achieve health and wealth. We help people achieve health and wealth. That is our job with money. So how do we do that? We achieve health and wealth ourselves and we share, right? And so we become the models leading with health and wealth. And so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And that can just be like what you guys remember. We help people achieve health and wealth. And so his first principle that I'll just touch on very briefly is that everything can always be improved. That's why we're here. That's why we're showing up to these calls. We can improve the way that we lead. We can improve the way that we sell. We can improve the way that we build relationships. We can improve our follow-up. We can improve our content. We can improve our energy, our presentation skills. We can completely improve the amount of emotional connection that we are creating with our audience and our leads and our prospects, and then also our business partners, our VIPs. We can improve the emotional connection that we are creating and the relationships that we are creating. And so if we are going to sell and serve, we have to improve the things that matter most. And so what are the things that have the greatest impact to you? What are the greatest things that have the greatest impact to your team? And what are the things that, when improved, have the greatest contribution to the profitability and growth of your business, right? So that's kind of what we want to be thinking about. And so he talks about this shirt, ask me what's possible. He took a picture of it because he loved it so much. But as leaders, my job is to show you guys what's possible, right? And that's why I bought this house. That's why I'm living this life, right? That's why I'm driving the car. That's why I want to be an example of what's possible in money. And the sky is truly the limit. Like, there is no limit. We can make unlimited income here. And it's my job to show you what's possible. But then it's also your job to show your people, your sphere of influence, your audience, what's possible. And that's your job, right? To be an example of what's possible. And so you don't have to wait till you have the house and the car and all the things. You start showing people what's possible the way that you're showing up. If you're showing up happy, healthy, confident, when people see, wow, you're so much happier now since you've joined Monat. Is that possible for me? Right? You're so much healthier now that you've joined Monat. Is that possible for me? Wow, I see you making so much more money now that you've joined Monat. Is that possible for me? And so we want to show others what is possible. And so diving into our topic, lead with health and wealth. And so this slide, he says, the greater one's income, the lower one's likelihood of disease and premature death. Studies show that people at all income levels are less healthy than those with incomes higher than their own. Not only is income, the earnings and other money acquired each year, associated with better health, but wealth, net worth, and assets affect health as well. Middle-class people are healthier than those living in or near poverty, but they are less healthy than the upper class. Even wealthy people are less healthy than those people with higher incomes. And so I'm not here to be like all gloom and doom, but I will just briefly say, as an ICU nurse who has seen hundreds of people die from disease and what I would consider premature death, I think humans are dying prematurely because they are not healthy, because they are not taking care of themselves, because they're probably not making enough money to. Yes, these things are very intricately connected. I believe that humans are dying premature deaths because of the rate of disease. And so I want to lead a team of healthy humans that are taking care of themselves and making more money because of it. And then able to take better care of themselves because they're making more money. And then they perform better and make even more money and get even healthier. You know what I'm saying? So that is like my dream. I was talking to Caitlin. I was like, my dream team would look like this. And it's like women leading healthy lives, making money, taking care of themselves, leading healthy lives, making more money. And so he goes on to, so he starts talking here about money. And it's cool to hear him talk about it. And he says, on some level, there is health in the use of our products and tools and behaviors and all the training that Monat provides, right? All of our products are aimed to make us healthier, more confident, more beautiful, look younger, feel happier. And the products and tools are always going to help us get healthier, advance our minds, grow our businesses, and the behaviors and the training that this business, basically, if you want to be successful, you need these behaviors and trainings, you are getting better, you're becoming healthier. And he says, physical health is your look, obviously, and internal health is your self-esteem. And so Monat provides both. Monat provides a healthier external look and a healthier internal self-esteem. And so when people look better and feel better and are actually healthier, they do better financially. And so he says, when we think about income and we think about taking the gift that God has given us, which is time, and we think about pouring into a business, babe, hold on. We think about pouring into a business model. Hold on. Jason's asking me for the password to the computer. Hold on. Okay. Let me start that sentence over again because it's great. When we think about income and we think about taking the gift that God has given us, which is time, and we think about pouring that gift into a business model that allows us to achieve the greatness we want, it's literally unlimited earning potential. For sure, there is an element correlating health and wealth together, right? So if there's a correlation between health and wellness to wealth, we want to really develop that correlation. And the phenomenal thing about Monat is that we're able to affect both the outside and the inside health with all the different things that we have to offer. So we are literally offering health and wealth to people. And I want that to sink in for you guys. Like, I want you to feel proud to represent that. I want you to feel proud to be able to offer health and wealth to other people, right? And so he says, what does this look like for you, right? What does health look like for you? And it's going to look different for everybody, right? For example, Melina is going into prep, right? She is prepping for a show. She's been in the fitness industry for years, and she is coming out of her postpartum season and prepping to go back on stage. And so she's in a season of discipline, of going to the gym every day, of hitting her, I don't know if she's doing macros or a specific meal plan, but she's working with a coach, right? She has a mentor. So that is her season of health and wealth, right? That is her season of health and success. For me, I will be transparent. I have shared a little bit about my lung issue. That was a huge wake up call for me. And I was like, whoa, I need to like really dial in my lung health, my cardiovascular health. Like I have let things like get to a point that I don't feel comfortable with. And so this is a big wake up call for me. And so my priority is going to look different than Melina's, but my season is going to be like deep breath work, like getting some anaerobic work in, doing a lot of like visualizing healthy lungs in my meditations. So just examples of like different seasons. I want you guys to figure out, and like maybe we'd have some mamas on here. Like I know Jess is running around with kids all over the place. So her season of health and wellness is going to look different too. And so what does that season look like for you? I want you guys to start to get really clear on, if I were to focus on something for 90 days to improve my state of health from where it's at right now, what would it look like? What are my priorities right now? And so we know that when we feel better about ourselves, we do better in the marketplace. When we feel energetic, we feel fit, we feel beautiful internally and externally, we do better. People that don't feel good about themselves and maybe have had a health and wellness issue, or maybe have a health and wealth issue, they have a hard time engaging around the positivity and possibility thinking that's required for growing a revenue. I'm going to say that again because it's huge. And this is like I'm like literally typing word for word what Todd says. Like I pause, type like 3 words, pause, type, like this is how good it is. He says, we know that when we feel better about ourselves, we do better in the marketplace. When we feel energetic, fit, beautiful, internally and externally, we do better. People that don't feel good about themselves and maybe have a health and wellness issue or a health and wealth issue have a hard time engaging around the positivity and possibility thinking that's required for successfully growing a revenue. If you help people make more money, they will feel happier and healthier. Then people who feel happier and healthier make more money. And so does money play a role in health? He says, yes, there's absolutely a relationship between income and health and wellness and also longevity. So let's look at these numbers. We're not going to go over it crazy, but you guys will get the concept. So all the way to the screen, left of the screen, less than $35,000 a year, that's the income level. 22.8% of adults reported fair or poor health, right? So about a quarter of people making less than $35,000 a year reported fair or poor health. I would actually argue that it's probably a much higher percentage. People who are making $100,000 or more a year, only 5.6% reported fair or poor health. Feelings of worthlessness, hopelessness, and sadness, all or most of the time by income level. People making less than $35,000 a year have pretty high states of sadness, hopelessness, and worthlessness. People making $100,000 a year or more a year have pretty low instances of sadness, hopelessness, and worthlessness. Life expectancy by income. This is crazy. So family income of this is something poverty. This is like poverty level, FPL. So at poverty level, years an adult can expect to live after age 25. At less than 100% of poverty level, it's 49 years. If you're making higher levels of income, you're expected to live longer, basically, is what this graph is saying. You're adding more years to your life if you make more money. That's crazy to think about. Like, and it's so true. As an ICU nurse, I can absolutely tell you, like, that is the truth. Hold on a second. Melina, do you want to jump in and start taking over your part?
Hi, you guys. How's everybody doing? I would just say, yes, I will jump in. So I want to kind of piggyback off what Mel was saying was lead with health and wealth, and income is associated with better health. If you look better and feel better, you do better financially. And like, there's like a whole bunch of statistics that show that. And like, one of the things that really stood out to me on the call is that, anybody that says that money doesn't buy you happiness or doesn't is that's not true, right? Like if what these statistics will show, and she'll get into them, is that like the more money, the more income you produce, it stimulates that feeling of feeling good. I mean, like, how good do you feel on a payday? Like, drop it in the comments. Seriously, how good do you feel? Don't you like feel so good when you get paid? And when you feel good, you do good, right? So if we feel good, we do good. And like health, this topic was super inspiring to me because it's what I've been doing for 20 years. And the reason why Monat was so aligned with me, even though I had my own fears about like now working with a beauty brand because I'm not a hair expert, the reason why it did align with me being a health and fitness and nutrition expert, and I confidently say that, is because I've helped and I've served people for 2 decades, is that it aligned with me because I was going to continue to help and serve people through a different way, through products, right? So when we talk about the how we our self-esteem and confidence in this business, because we all know that this is something that we need to have a successful business, and finances bring that, right? Finances bring that feeling of feeling good. I think one of the things that we want to focus on when we're talking about health is creating something. When Mel talks about, everyone's in a different season about what health is to them, creating something that is doable for you so that you can be a better version of yourself. And one of the things that the perspective that I had when we were discussing this on a call, when we were kind of going on with key points on what we wanted to bring to you all, is when you feel good about yourself, right? You have the discipline, like you do the things, you check the boxes, you show up to the calls. When you feel good, you show up, right? Am I right? Can some people drop it in the comments? When you feel good about yourself, you have the discipline. And when you don't, you do nothing. You do nothing. If you feel good about yourself, you show up to anything. You show up to the event, you show up to the dinner party, you show up to so what does that mean for you in this business? And so I think where health comes in is like when is stimulating those feelings of feeling good, and that looks different for everybody. And so I think that when you really sit down with yourself, like what Mel said, and you kind of write down what it is you're going to look for to make those changes in your health, is I want you to really be authentic with it, right? Mel's being authentic when she's saying, I need to work on my lungs, right? I'm being authentic when I'm saying, I miss the gym. Like I haven't been myself for a while, almost 2 years, because I know what defines me. And you might not know what defines you, but pick something that really makes you feel good. Because if you come from a place of feeling good, everything else follows in a positive way, and that will lead to growth, and that will lead to more feelings of feeling good. And then you get that income, and then what happens? You feel even better and better and better and better, right? So it's really important to feel good, not feel tired. Who's feeling tired right now? Who's feeling sluggish? Maybe you're not. I mean, I hope you're not. It's amazing, right? I go back to, take steps every day of doing something to make you feel good, and think that through Monat and focusing on the health and the wellness piece is something super relatable for me. And if anybody ever needs any help or wants any tips, I'm totally there to help you do that. And I can speak more on this. I could speak on this. I mean, we were on a call yesterday and I was like, I could talk about this forever. And I was like going on and on. And then Caitlin and Mel are like, bring it in, Melina. So, we could talk about this forever and ever, but, I'll just share another quick story, about me exactly a year ago, exactly. For those of you who follow me know, like I was hospitalized And like, it was scary when a doctor looked at me and said, you could have died. Like, well, I was like, what? Like, I've never been sick in my life. I take pride on my health and fitness. I'm like, da, da, da. But it was my season and it was what I was going through. So coming out of that, of being hospitalized, catching pneumonia and all the things, and not feeling and not knowing what it's been feeling now, what it was like to not breathe. That was my season coming out of my postpartum. That was my hell. I needed to feel better. I was like, I don't feel good. I don't feel like myself. Right. So our life definitely goes through different seasons, but as long as you're authentic with yourself and you know where you're at, focus on that. And that will lead your business to success because you'll have the discipline to show up. If you don't feel good, you're not going to show up for anybody. Who's going to buy from you if you're not feeling good? Right. So that's my little spiel. Any questions?
So good, babe. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So are you guys starting to get like a more clear picture of your version of health? Are you starting to, do you know like where your priorities need to be? I would love to hear in the comments, like what are some of your health focuses that you would love to be focusing on? Or like, what's your first instinct? Like, oh, I really want to pay attention to this. So I really want to prioritize this. Caitlin said, getting back to lifting. I love feeling strong. My biggest priority, so like lung health, obviously, but like for exercise wise, I really want to improve my flexibility and my anaerobic capacity, and also my strength. Working out 4 days a week with weights. Great, Grace. So I'm going to go see where we're at with these slides. Okay, we're almost at Caitlin's part. So let me start sharing again. Is this stuff landing for you guys so far? Do you feel like more excited to talk about money and health and wealth and feel confident with that? Todd says, I love this part. He says, so does money play a role in health? Yes, absolutely. There's a relationship between income and health and wellness and also longevity. He said, money, this is our approach, tackles all of this, right? Money is to help people win financially. Money helps people win mentally. We help people win intellectually. We help people win from a self-esteem standpoint. And we help people understand the relationship between wealth and health. And he said, he was like, we are honestly, he's like, I look at the income levels of, everyone from MMP all the way up to SED, the MDC club. And he was like, we are just scratching the surface of what's really possible in this business. He's like, there are so many people out there that we haven't brought into our community yet that want to use these products, tools, resources to build a business. He's like, this is the smartest business there is. He was like, I love money, especially, but network marketing, because it helps anyone. It gives anyone the ability to become a business owner. Literally, for $200, you can become a business owner. Like, that's wild, actually, if you think about it, you know what I mean? And so I love hearing Todd talk about that. And he says, the role of a leader. And so you guys, I am taking this on. Okay. This is like my mission from here on out. The role of a leader, get ready, because you're going to like this, is to get everyone moving in the direction of making $500,000 per year with money. Who's available? Like, who's available? I want to lead a team of women making $500,000 a year with money. Like, yes, and amen. That like sends chills all over my body. Like, yes, of course, we're making $500,000 selling shampoo online. Yes, of course. Right. And so he said that decision is commitment is the most solid thing you could do as a leader. That is truly leading. And so I'm taking that on. I'm like announcing that to you guys now, that's my goal. I want to lead a team of women give me that fucking money. Yes. $500,000 a year with money. And he says, help people realize that the more money they make, the healthier they are. The healthier they are, the more money they make. And he says, money does make people happier. I'd love to ask you guys before I share the screen in the comments, who feels ick about saying I want to make more money? Just be honest. If it's hard for you to say that, like, just tell me. I don't feel ick about it. Yeah, not anymore. Because it's sometimes you'll need to do some work on that. It's been programmed into us that like money's evil or money doesn't buy happiness or whatever. My hairstylist told me that today. Money doesn't buy happiness. And I was like, but it sure makes life a whole lot more enjoyable and easier. Like, I don't like, why succumb to struggle when you can thrive? You know what I mean? So hopefully people are getting tired of that story, but if that's you, definitely do work around your money beliefs. Yes, we were made for abundance. God made us to be healthy and wealthy. I truly believe that. He made us to be prosperous. Okay, so I'm going to share. So he said a new 2021 study of over 1 million participants, a million participants doesn't lie, found that there's no such thing as an inflection point where money doesn't equal more happiness, at least up to an annual salary of $500,000 a year. In this study, participants' well-being was measured in more detail. Instead of being asked to remember how well they felt in the past week, month, or year, they were asked how they felt right now in the moment. Based on the real-time assessment, high earners were feeling great. Even after many years, people who won the lottery and had greater life satisfaction, mental health, and were more prepared to face misfortune like divorce, illness, and being alone than regular folk who didn't win the lottery. Just interesting. He says that whoever said money can't buy happiness didn't know where to go shopping, which is just kind of funny. But when you tie it back to health, for me, like my health and my family's health is like my number one driving motivation. I want to be able to afford the things that will make us super, super healthy. And I'm not saying that has to be your core motivation, but I do believe that if it is one of your motivations that's driving you is to get healthy and to show others how to get healthy, I believe that you will advance faster in this business. If you can commit to health and wealth, you don't necessarily need to go shopping, but you will be able to be healthy and be able to provide for your family. He said people who say that money doesn't buy you happiness are generally unhappy. And I would absolutely agree with that. And so I think we are now on to Caitlin's part. Did you want me to leave this up for you, babe?
No.
Okay.
I think no.
Got it.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Okay, I feel like everyone's a little bit of a zombie tonight. So I want you to type me in the comments if you're like alive, if you're here, if you're ready. Okay, cool. I see some more cameras have turned on. So if you can turn your camera on, turn that camera on. That'd be amazing. Okay, guys. So let's talk about kind of the piece around the influential leadership question that Mel just had on the screen, if you saw that, but also like implementing this whole feel good piece around how we can feel good to do good, right? So I saw a lot of people talking about, I know that when I feel better, I do better. We all gave kind of some examples, right? And I just want to give you guys full permission to understand that you have to create a thought to create your feel good feeling that's going to drive you into the action of actually doing it. Okay, so let me give you just a quick example. If your thought is, I want to feel good, your feeling is then going to probably be like optimistic, maybe, right? Like you're going to be like, well, I think that I want to feel good. So, you're looking optimistically. Well, then your result is going to be from that. Okay. So I think a lot of the times I'm just giving you this example because we can't always just throw ourselves into a behavior without first having a thought around it to execute that. So what thought can you give yourself so that you can get yourself moving to feel good? Right? For instance, Melina, she said, I feel my best when I'm on prep. Like I wanted discipline again. So her thought is, I feel my best when I'm disciplined. Therefore, she's now feeling disciplined. And guess what her result is? she's creating her result. Do you see how I'm saying this trickles down? And this is so important to understand. Okay. So really how this looks in like a formula status, it's you have to be, to do, to have. So many people want to do it the other way. Like, oh, once I have that thing, then I can do it. And of course I would be it. It's like, no, 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 no. You've got to be it, to do it, to have it. Okay. So how does this kind of go into us in our business? How does this go into the health piece as well? If you're somebody that's like, I'm trying to make more money in my business, first you've got to be the person that makes more money in this business. You got to be them. You got to embody it. This isn't a fake it till you make it type of thing. This is a, I am her. I am her. Because guess what? When you are her, you will show up as her. So you will do what she does. Therefore, you will have what she has. Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay, so now let's dive into the influential question. Okay? So here's the question. What's important about success to you? This is a question that we can all be asking people in our organizations, people that we're working with, to really understand where they're coming from. So why is this important? It's important because when you can understand the people that you're leading, you can connect with them emotionally. And when you can connect with your people emotionally, you have a business partner for life. Period. I can honestly say that from somebody who has a large organization myself. Those people that I have connected with on that level are still here. They're here right now on this call, right? And that's because I ask these questions, right? I ask these things I want to know, and you should want to know too. So I have a story that Todd actually told us. I'm going to read it literally word for word. They give us like captions on this. So I was like, I'm taking the captions exactly, and I'm going to be reading them to you guys. So this is what he said. He said, he had a conversation with a woman the other day, and he asked her, what's important about success to you? Just like I asked you guys. And she said, I want to be able to provide for my family in unbelievable ways. Todd said, that's awesome. Tell me a little bit about your family. And she did. And then I said, what's important about providing for your family in unbelievable ways? She said, I think it would give me a level of joy. Give me a level of joy that I'm not experiencing right now. He said, that's awesome. If you could provide for your family in a way that you currently aren't, as a result of that experiencing more joy, what would that give you? And she said, happiness. And then this is what he mentions. He said, so I looked at her and I said, so at the end of the day, you started a business because you want to experience happiness. Is there anything more important to you than experiencing happiness? And she said, no. Do you guys see how he took one question? The question was, what is important about success to you? And pulled it all the way down. Like what? And he asked a question about 3 or 4 times there. To her simply saying, I'm doing this to create a feeling of happiness for my family. That's everything. This is so important, right? Because how many people come into this business? I was actually 7 levels, Evelyn. I was just having this conversation with Evelyn in a different way last night, where essentially she was saying, and this is a little tangent, but I think it's important, you guys. She was mentioning how she never joined this business for money. Money's never been a thing that she had to provide because her husband is in military and he's done well. And she's like, I still don't have to. I mean, it's a benefit. Yeah, but I'm like still here and I still joined because of the people. If I didn't know that about Evelyn, I don't know that our relationship, business and friendship, would look the way that it is, because I would have been trying to lead her to a paycheck that she wasn't necessarily desiring. Does this make sense? This is why we're giving you guys these questions, okay? So he mentions asking this question about what's important about success to you actually gives you the person's core value in their life. they're going to come down to the core value they're seeking, right? Some of you, that's going to be connection. I would say, Eveline, talking about community and people, it'd be connection. For me, that's freedom. If you were to ask me all the way down, it comes down to be freedom. I don't want anyone to tell me what to do, right? Like we all have something different. This is important to know about your people, because again, this is how you're going to lead them. So how can this business provide that? That's the most important thing here. See, he mentioned this woman talking about happiness. Amazing. This business can provide happiness. Somebody's maybe core value is connection. This business can provide connection. Freedom. This business can provide freedom, right? So again, it's important to dig down to that. And then the second most influential question that you can be asking is, how can I help you win today? Today. He said, the most important thing of entrepreneurs to nail down is to focus on fewer things. He said, if you can have focus on these two questions and the motivations around them, you will have greater impact and greater success, because it's those two things. Think about that, you guys, for yourself. If you were like, if I just concentrated on my core value and what success means to me, I'm going to use Eveline because we're talking about her. Connection. If I concentrated on the connection, and then she went out and found people that wanted to connect, could that be a huge pivot of success for her? Absolutely. Absolutely. Hold on a second. My dogs are going to bark. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Okay. And then the last thing here is or I should say the number one thing that we're going to loop back to, and I think Mel's going to take into this part, is the number one thing we need to be looking at for this whole call is, how are we taking care of ourselves first? Right? It's the emotional piece, it's the physical piece, it's the health piece, so that we can create the wealth. But you being the best version of you is how you're going to lead others to be the best version of them. Right? Once you feel your best or better, maybe than where you currently are, you're going to be able to ask these questions. You're going to be able to lead people to their own answers. 100%, Chrissy, just what you're saying. It starts with you and taking radical responsibility with your health, right? So that you can have your wealth, for your well-being, so that you can lead. So I believe that was all. Mel, I'm going to loop back to you.
All right. How are you guys feeling? Is this landing? Do you feel inspired? I would love, does someone mind going? Like, what does success mean to you? I would love to hear it from somebody. What does success mean from you? Someone that would like to unmute. Jen, I saw you go in the comments, so let's go with you. Freedom to never work for anyone else again. So why is that important to you, Jen?
I got emotional because like my son is leaving on Tuesday for 2 months, and he's home with me, and I just have to work, and I have to like shush him and get up and get him food and like go back, and it's just like been torture. And like I don't know why, like it's just really hard for me. He's leaving Tuesday morning. I didn't want to work today. I don't want to work tomorrow. I don't want to work Monday. I don't want to go to work when I get home from the airport. And he, so it's just like, I want, like, I'm trying so hard, like in many avenues to increase my wealth, but I'm like still really struggling. And I see it so close, and I'm like, I like want to focus on fewer things because I'm just feeling pulled in many directions. And like the first thing I wrote down was like follow up, because there's so many people that I could be following up with, like, and like I just really want to hit the next rank like this month, and like steadily like hit a rank. And I just want to keep growing. It's really important for me to like not work for anyone. I'll farm sit and like sell shampoo all day. Like I'll be so happy. Like, and I work even harder than I am sitting in a chair in front of a computer. Like I'm sorry.
Don't say
So-
sorry. This is the work. Like this is what you guys need to feel, on your level. It should bring you to tears. Like it absolutely should. You should want this so bad it makes you cry. What is that for you? Thank you for sharing, Jen. Thank you for being so vulnerable. And it's happening. Like it is 100% happening. You are in the right place. You are so coachable. You are so like, you're doing all the work it's just a matter of time. Like it's literally just a matter of time. So just keep going, keep doing your follow-ups because you're right. You have so many people in your funnel and now it's just getting them all the way through, So proud of you. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so I think I'm gonna pull up. So Todd says, when we take care of you first, right? Who's committed to taking care of you first for 90 days straight? We're gonna do a 90-day like upgrade plan, okay? We were talking about, Caitlin and I were talking, we had our leadership call yesterday, planning out tonight's call. And we were like, well, what if we did like a 90-day like health initiative where everyone just focused and on their health? And I'm not asking you guys to do anything crazy. Like, I'm not like, don't worry. it's something super doable. So if you're feeling like, I don't know about this, I promise it's going to be good. So Todd says, take personal inventory of areas of your life that would make you feel more complete and therefore more powerfully engaged. And that will change the impact of how you're showing up immediately, right? And so what steps can you take in the next 90 days to become more consistently aware of the relationship between health and wealth? What are the key areas that are must-dos and must-do-nots for you? So kind of like take inventory of your behaviors, of your current like health habits, and figure out what needs to go. What am I doing that's totally not serving me? And I know it's not serving me and I haven't just like done it and I just got to do it. What is that thing? Or what is something that's like, this makes me so happy. I'm seeing Jackie, it looks like she's painting. You guys, that's part of health. Doing things that you love is part of health. Like that's what I want you guys to think. I'm not asking you to like count your macros or weigh your food or like any of that kind of stuff. I'm asking you to like literally be a healthy human. Have friends. Like Caitlin was telling me that her and Evelyn had a great time last night. They were just like giggling all night long. And I'm like, that's so healing. Like time with a girlfriend where you're just like laughing and laughing. So healing, right? So what are you craving in your life that's going to make you feel better so that you can show up more confidently? That's what I'm talking about health, right? Maybe it's getting a deeper relationship with God. I believe spirituality is a huge part of health, right? So what does that look like to you? Health is so multifaceted. So please don't think of like the traditional, like Instagram stuff. Like think of, Evelyn says, filled my cup. Yes. Greece is healing. Love. Okay. So we are going to focus on a 90-day health plan. So July, August, and September. And we're going to get the details sorted out for you guys. We're super excited about it. Jay is going to come in and talk, hopefully briefly in a few minutes here. We'll see though, who knows? But Caitlin and I were messaging after our call yesterday and we were just like, we really think that we should like go with this, right? We had a time in our business where, if you guys remember the green zone, does anybody remember the green zone? And I'm going to teach about this, but the green zone is when you get your energy up. And so it's like dance parties, it's anything that makes you happy, like listening to music, going for a run, getting into the green zone. And so we really want to focus for 90 days. We're going to have a group chat just focused on getting into the green zone, doing healthy shit, making us feel good. So Kayla and I were talking and I was like, honestly, like my dream team would be like Okay, they sleep with their phones off. The phones are in the bathroom, the phones are in the kitchen, it's not in their room. They wake up, the first thing they do is go outside with bare feet. They put their feet in the ground, they put their face in the sun, they get that vitamin D early in the morning, rise with the sun, like connect to nature, pray, worship, journal, gratitude, whatever feels good for you. Read a book in the morning, have a dance party, do yoga. I see Jamie in the comments. And like whatever makes you feel good, have a morning routine that is like rock solid. Okay. I would love for people to be doing like drinking bone broth, doing coffee enemas, like, me, I love that stuff, doing red light, but it's up to you. I want you guys to do things that feel good. Yes. Some happy, grateful, grounded, wealthy, sexy chicas. Love that. So we're going to have, it's just going to be fun. So Caitlin and I were calling it the Dream Team Routine. Catchy, the Dream Team Routine. And so think of like 5 things that you love starting your day with. Maybe it's reading, maybe it's doing a workout, going to the gym, whatever it is. Okay. So start to really dial down your Dream Team Routine. What does it look like to get you to show up your best? Okay. Let me get Jay in here so he actually used to lead corporate wellness initiatives as like part of his job as a personal trainer. So I was telling Caitlin, or like Caitlin and I were like brainstorming. We're like, gosh, like the Dream Team Routine, this is so fun. We're going to have a group chat, all the things. So I came home, I was like telling Jay, and he's like, wait, I actually have really great ideas that I want to add to. So we're going to have him come chat with you guys. Who's excited? Who remembers the green zone and how electric and magnetic everyone was as a team? Caitlin, can you talk about when your team was hot on the green zone? I love this.
Yeah, I was telling Mel, I was like, when I go back to my archives of about like August, September, October, November of 2020. It's like literally people were coming and watching our stories just to see one another have a dance party. Honestly, it's like we were all tagging one another and like resharing, and it was like, what are these people doing? Like they look a lot like maniacs, they're really happy. It's a pandemic, like what's going on? And honestly, I really think that people were so attracted to it because we were doing something different. We were on another level of keeping our energy up, right? Like being in that green zone. And I think that's huge. Nooner singing her good old favorite country music is my fave. Maybe I'll bring it back. But that being said, when we put together what we're going to put together, we're working on it for July, August, and September for you guys. It's really important for everyone to figure out exactly what that green zone is for them, right? It's like so specific for you. It's going to look different. It's going to look different for everyone. For me, it's like always music is involved. Always. For some people, it's going to be like stillness, quietness, So, yeah, when we were concentrating on green zone, and I will say that was also the month that my team hit MMM in 25 days. I mean, we coasted into end of month because our energy was like popping off, and we were like, woo, end of month on the 25th, let's go, closing ranks. It was fantastic. So that's what we're kind of anticipating, right? We're all going to be on this new level and it'll be great. Okay, it looks like they're getting situated. You remember, Courtney? Yes. All right, I'm going to go ahead and mute.
Moly, look at everyone. Wow.
We just had a great call.
Look at this. Well, I'll make this short and sweet for you guys so that everyone can get to their family and loved ones. Thank you, sweetie. We'll go back to 1 second. So this Todd Duncan call hits really well with me, and I think you guys know why. Being in the health and wellness space and leading a lot of corporate wellness programs, I can speak firsthand to how it's extremely beneficial to be in your best physical shape mentally so that you can produce and feel good and have a higher output. One of the important notes that I took away from this thing is what's your core reasoning for doing what you do. I really kind of like that because it identifies If you know why you're doing something, then it helps drive you. And one of the things that drives me in everything that I do and getting well and trying to put myself out there and do this documentary is my family, right? Everything I do for my family. And I think most of you guys have that same shared goal, right? For me, my family's financial health is paramount. And I know that I will not get there if my personal health is not front and center, made paramount. There's very few people that can thrive miserable or thrive depressed or thrive unhealthy. I haven't seen it from the normal group of people. Maybe it exists in some millionaire circle. I wouldn't know. I don't hang out with millionaires, but I can tell you from the regular people standpoint, it's hard to really feel good and feel aggressive and feel hungry when we don't feel good ourselves. So, third quarter kickoff, ladies, get ready. I have put together a program for you guys. Now, it is not mandatory, but I'm going to expect the accountability be there. I have designed a program for everyone at every level to be able to do this, to help pick up your endorphins, to help get the creative juices going. It's going to be simply 3 hours a week. So if you're a couch potato, you can do this. If you're already fit, you can add this in, okay? I'm going to announce exactly what the parameters are at third quarter kickoff. So just keep it in your mind. Fitness is coming your way, all right? And a lot of people pay a lot of money for programs, okay? And so we told you earlier that we were going to be committed to pulling everyone across the finish line. It would be ridiculous of us to think that we could do that just verbally and not help you achieve more through better health. So we're going to be incorporating the fitness aspect of this venture forward. And I'll figure out a way. I don't want to put anybody on blast, but this is usually what happens. There's going to be a few of you that really rise to the top and excel, right? And you're going to be trailblazers. And I can't wait to see who those people are. I'm very excited to see from this big group of people who the trailblazers are. Then there's going to be the people that move the needle forward, right? Now, I'm going to tell you who I'm going to be looking out for. I'm going to be looking out for the person who's stuck in their own bullshit and doesn't move the needle forward. That's the person whose foot I'm going to stick up their ass. Because that person needs to get out of the comfort of their sad story and try something new. You know your broken shoe doesn't work. Every time you walk out in the rain, your sock gets wet. We know that shit doesn't work. And so I'm going to be looking for that person because that's the person I want to pull forward. And so the accountability will be mild, right? You know, we'll have some metrics and some people like other parts more than others. But if you look at it, it's cohesive. It's going to kind of embody some grounding. It's going to embody some meditation. It's definitely going to embody some physical attributes, but it's all going to be designed to uplift, get the brain moving, get the endorphins up.
To elevate your life.
To elevate your life, right? That's why we're doing this. We're doing this so that we can elevate ourselves, right? You know, some of us are here, some of us are here, some of us are on a steady climb. The idea is really to just elevate our lives for our family's well-being. I think, you know, everyone who has a family or everyone who's looking at a family, we know that being broke comes with certain sadnesses and worry, right? And so this is the only company that I know that enables such a high return on a fun amount of work. I did a video today shaving, right? And it took me 8 minutes. Mel's going to edit it and put it up. I don't know what that finished product's going to look like, but as you guys can see, look at this beautiful shiny skin. look at this. Look at this. Handsome.
Monade effect right
The
there.
monad effect, right? I went from I woke up looking 55 years old, and by the time I was done, I was 25. It's a beautiful thing. All right, so I'm going to leave you with that. Third quarter kickoff is going to be your fitness parameters. It's going to be 3 hours a week. It's going to be broken up into intervals, some 10 minutes, some 20 minutes, some 5 minutes. It's going to be designed so that everyone can do it without failure, without excuse. You're going to have to try really hard to piss me off to not do this, right? It's designed so that you can do it. And with doing it comes a feeling of satisfaction, comes a feeling of accomplishment, right? You accomplished something you did not do before. You did something to elevate yourself that you did not do before. In coupling this fitness aspect and mental wellness aspect with your financial climb, you're going to see how it's really a package deal. And that's what we want to get you guys to understand. So third quarter kickoff, go buy some new sneakers, go buy some Lululemon or whatever the hell it is you guys wear when you do what you do, scrunchies, I don't know, aluminum-free deodorant. Go get it, get ready. Third quarter kickoff, it's coming. There's no way to get around it. And there'll be accountability, right? None of it's negative, but accountability here is meant to pull the person on the bottom forward, right? It's everybody's job here in this family to take who's ever on the bottom and everyone get behind that person and move them forward. So third quarter, we're all going to look after each other. We're all going to make ourselves healthier. It's nothing crazy. I'm not going to have you running miles yet.
Let's do it.
No, we'll get there. We'll get there. We're just going to trust me. This is you got to warm it up slow, right? Big change happens gradually. So this is going to be something that is the gradual beginning. By 2024, you will see a completely different face on everyone, right? So get your whys ready for the kickoff, right? I want to hear everyone's why. Why are they doing this for third quarter kickoff? It's coming up. How many days?
Well, a week from today.
Oh my God. All right.
So next Thursday, it's not technically July yet, but that is our third quarter kickoff. It is the 29th of June.
Everybody try to wrap up June as strong as possible. Get those sales going out there, terrorize the people that are maybes, right? Push the sales forward, put some content out there. Don't forget to ask people to like and subscribe, like and share. Don't, start getting used to telling and asking for the engagement, right? You got to start asking for the engagement. And don't forget to get on each other's pages. I want to see you guys crisscrossing on each other's pages so you help each other's algorithm. Every single person here is going to help every single person here. And that's what's coming up, all right? There's no weak link. This team is going to be as strong as the weakest link. I'm the strongest link. She's the strongest link. Few of you are the strongest links. We're going to get behind and we're going to drag the weakest link by the hair.
Not by the hair. We need that hair.
Why not?
Because we get paid off our hair.
I'll drag you by your neck then. I figured it's hair care products. We drag them by the hair.
Okay.
Anyway, we're dragging you across the finish line. Hair, neck, face, nose, whatever. Third quarter kickoff. Fitness is coming.
We have a lot of really great ideas, y'all.
Mental health.
Really, really good ideas.
Not being stuck. Accomplishment, accountability, change. Everybody here who's stagnant needs change, period. Let's just stop messing around and let's not tippy toe about this, right? Whoever's stagnant needs to do something different, right? And this is going to be that different, okay?
We're excited.
Tag me in your funny videos, tag me in your creation. I made my page public. It was wacky before. I forgot to put settings to set whatever. I'm boomer style, you know.
We're learning over here.
Yeah. It's a lot.
All right, y'all, who's excited? You guys pumped?
I want to see it.
I'm so excited for this. We're gonna have the healthiest, happiest, wealthiest team ever. I told him my job as a leader is to lead us in the direction of these women making $500,000 a year with money.
Listen, there's other people doing it. Listen, the great thing about mentorship is we are able to watch other people do it so we know it can be done, right? And so that's just it. This is the fun thing about this. It's not groundbreaking. All we have to do is slide into the shoes that the people before us have laid out. That's all we have to do. We don't have to get incredibly creative. We just have to understand what our potential is and move towards it. We have to stop doubting ourselves. We have to stop being lazy. We have to stop making excuses. And we just have to move towards what we're already seeing people do. $250,000's easy. I'll tell you right now, it's easy. I watched her do it. And I was like,
While taking care of him.
yeah, while I was broken. I mean, so imagine that. Imagine taking care of a 200-pound cripple who's, you know, needy as all get out.
And
Right.
OCD is all get out.
Who's OCD?
Can I say something? Like, that's hard. Like, taking care of somebody's hard. Like, being a nurse is hard. Like, this job is not hard. This job is fun.
Exactly. Amen to that.
This job
Yeah.
is fun. This job is not hard.
Yeah, I mean, if you find this hard, it's because you're making it hard, right? You know, if you can't do this, I want you to look in the mirror and I just want you to ask yourself why. Like, but be honest with yourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, why am I not doing this? What is the same reoccurring excuse that I tell myself? If you've been here for 3 years and you haven't cracked $100,000, then you should be doing every single thing we are telling you, because it's the way to the 100K. It's the way to the Cadillac. We're just showing you what we did to get there. All you have to do is do. That's it. That's it. Right? That's it. All you have to do is show up for yourself, show up for your family, take advantage of the opportunity, have some ambition, right? You know, I know a lot of times the day seems like you don't get enough time to do it, but guess what? Until we're rich, that is our life. So we have to take care of ourselves. We have to take care of our minds. We have to take care of our families, and we have to create the opportunities to better our positions. And that's what this is about. And I'll leave you guys there.
All right. Thanks for hanging out with us, you guys.
Third quarter
See you
coming.
next Thursday.
Bye, guys.